Hello, everybody. Welcome to Fantasy Breakouts. I'm Pat. That's Eric. Thank you for joining us. Today, we're going to do our Week 13 recap. Unfortunately, some people got their wishes, and other people. But anyways, first of all, we're going to dive into the first game: Saints 21, Falcons 16. I think going into this game, we had a lot of Falcons defense was playing better. They're definitely drastically improved. Um, my only takeaway, honestly, Kamara looked better. What about you, Eric?
Yeah, I think that whole thing where possibly sitting Kamara, that's done. I don't care what league you're in. You're starting him every week from now on. That next game he gets Philly. They're a little bit tougher, but he catches passes. Hopefully they get him a little bit more involved catching passes. He only got a couple this past game, but I can expect that. I think they're ramping it up, and then hopefully we have Breeze on the horizon against the Chiefs 2 weeks from that. But yeah, I agree. Ridley actually got shadowed by Lattimore this week. You would expect them to shadow Julio, but maybe they think one's better than the other one, or maybe the injury to Julio is gonna be enough where they wanted to shadow Ridley, but it didn't matter. Ridley looked really good, so you got to be confident with him. And he dropped a touchdown. He got hit in the back pretty hard, dropped a touchdown. Otherwise, that's a really big game from him. So otherwise, those are my two big notes on that. But Pat, what'd you have on the Browns Titans game?
For a second there, I was like, oh my, the Browns are dominating. And then you look back and you see the momentum just shifting. But overall, I mean, the Browns came out 41 to 35 over the Titans. I thought we have a bigger game from Derrick Henry, and we can go back and forth with the play calling to whatnot. Person who stuck out from that game is Corey Davis. I'm coming to think that he's going to be very, very valuable down the stretch. Other than that, man, it's not really much I have. Or what are you feeling about that game?
Yeah, and the Browns front line. I mean, on the defense, they can be pretty tough. So yeah, they sold out versus Henry, and it was fine. It's just what happens. I mean, if you have Derrick Henry and the Titans are down big, it's gonna be a tough week more than likely. But also Kareem Hunt, he got his usual amount of touches and he just couldn't do anything with it. I think he got pretty close to getting in the end zone a couple of times, but just was not his week. I'm gonna downgrade him to definitely running back 3. I don't think he's in our conversation with running back 2 anymore. I think I'm just gonna make that stance. We got some important weeks and we can't be having that kind of what do you have 8 points PPR, so I
I
don't
could
like it.
say maybe an outlier, but at the same time, what you're saying, this is make or break.
Yeah,
If you don't have
it's a
time for
couple weeks in a
those.
row.
So, but I will say, take a look at the Browns' defense too, man. They were missing Jack Garrett for a couple weeks, and that was very
Hmm.
big, man. Be looking for them down in the stretch for playoffs as well. Um, and I think with Ryan Tannehill, we've talked about how, as far as Derrick Henry, there's a reason why Derrick Henry is where he is. Not because of talents, not because of him. I think how that offense operates, they're going to cap him. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Some people disagree. Hmm. So moving on to the Lions and Bears, we knew Montgomery would eat. I mean, Lions have terrible run defense, and we all knew that the Bears gonna look great, and all of a sudden they gotta make sure they lose. Other than that, my takeaway, let's see, the wide receiver, I'm trying to think of his name, Marvin Jones,
Yep.
looked good. And the Bears, it just the defense is running out of gas. Man.
Mm,
They're just
right.
out there. They just keep seeing it. I don't know why they just can. Montgomery had a good game, but he should have had a better game. That's the crazy part. He should have had probably a 30 piece.
I mean, he had the top scoring running back this week. I know that he didn't go crazy, but he was top scoring running back. And with AP Adrian Peterson, he's what year is it again? It's 2020. Adrian Peterson. If
What
he's out
year?
there, grab him. There's a possibility he is, and he's going to be very interesting. They're going to be getting Green Bay next week, so if Swift's not back, which Swift has not looked healthy whatsoever, man. But Adrian Peterson and Montgomery, couple running backs, you probably wouldn't think that might be winning you a championship, huh?
He's trying to get that check.
Oh
I
yeah,
respect
maybe
it,
somebody will pay him again. But yeah, what do you have for Bengals Dolphins? I think this is probably the most predictable game we had, but other than a couple of ejections.
Yeah, but we expected this. Honestly, I had the Dolphins defense. They could have had more points. Boyd just it was a perfect play, and he got that little screen and took off. Then he was done. But like you said, he got ejected. I think Gaskin looks healthy. Definitely somebody you can rely on down the stretch. And we can't forget about my man, Mike Gesicki.
Yeah, I'm trying to play this video.
He had a snag. I got him in the league, and I was just like, wow.
He's putting it on the line. Look at this, man. Just
look at that. Give me that.
My people need their fantasy points. I gotta catch this.
It was crazy. I saw people saying they weren't gonna start him against that. I started him. Look at him. Pause. So, moving on from that. Next game, Jags and Vikings. Vikings won 27-24. How did you feel about that game as a Vikings fan, Mr. Eric?
Yeah, I'm trying to be as much fantasy as possible. Just fantasy. I'm not trying not to be biased, but yeah. So we have Gary Kubiak talking all week about Dalvin's a little banged up. They're trying to limit how much he touches the ball. He gets 38 touches. 38. 38 touches. Dude, it's crazy. But man, can you imagine that? Like, hey, your coach talks to you. That sounds like some high school stuff. But we're not gonna. Don't worry, Mom. We're not gonna hurt your son. 38 touches later. But yeah. But I expect with this game, with how much Justin Jefferson and Thielen got the ball, I expect this the rest of the way. I think this is the game plan for other teams. The Jags defense came to play. I think they pretty serviceable game from them on that end at least. And I expect Jefferson and Adam Thielen to keep going at it like this. So, yeah, fire them all up. You're not sitting Dalvin Cook. He's the man. But the Jags, yeah, if you're in really deep leagues, what is it? Colin Johnson keeps getting targeted so much.
Listen.
16 team leagues maybe. You can look at them.
Some people were asking me why would I drop long neck DJ Shark.
Yeah.
Great matchup, and that's why.
That's a good move, man.
Jags only Jags player that you can rely on is Mr. 815 James Robinson. Other than that, look away. Don't think about it. Don't fall for it. Keep it moving. Next game, we have Colts and Texans. This is a pretty good game, actually. I like what the the Texans are doing. They got a lot going on. They did end up losing by 6, but the Colts are a better team at this point. And at the same time, though, the Colts defense, remember about 6 weeks back, we were like, oh my God, they got some holes, man. Obviously, Deshaun's talented and whatnot. He's going to make plays regardless, no matter what team he plays, whatever. But man, they were slicing them up. Now, as far as their offense, do you like how they look? Or what was your takeaway as far as the Texans' offense without Mr. Shoot 'em up?
Right. Yeah. Shoot it up. Yeah. So that's what we were looking at. We talked about it on our Sunday live with Ike about where were the targets going to go? Were they going to go to Akins? Were they going to go to somebody else? And they didn't go to Akins. So, hey, just a stab. This guy is a freak. He's probably, what is he, 6'9", 6'8", fast guy. Let's if you look at Mike Gesicki, I think this guy's got a little more to him than Mike Gesicki. So, but anyway, so Kiki, it definitely showed that he got plenty of targets. So he looks like that. I think that answered our question, and I guess it depends. I mean, so teams like the Eagles, teams that run that 12 personnel, they might come out and feel like they need to block better. Versus like a good rusher and things, and they might stick Akins in or Fells in more next week, But I think with what we saw, I think we can trust Kiki just to at least pick him up. But yeah, small sample size, but that was my main takeaway. That's what I was looking for. And yeah, Deshaun Watson, you got to be happy if you're a Deshaun Watson owner, seeing that, right?
That I am. That I am.
But yeah, let's move on here.
Yep. So the next game, Raiders at Jets. Raiders won 31-28. I'm a little bitter. Well, they won. It is what it is. Mr. Derek Carr went in and did his thing. Wouldn't you say, Eric?
Yeah, because I think the villagers were coming with their pitchforks if he didn't, because Pat was like, he's my number one waiver pickup. This has been a couple of weeks now. So, no, Pat got himself told everybody to pick up the number one quarterback this week with Derek Carr. So, Pat did his job right there. But otherwise, another thing we were looking for was if it was going to be Crowder or not. And, yeah, I mean, that's what the Jets last year, safest guy to throw it to. You need to get a first down. Who do you throw it to? Crowder. And they just peppered him all game. So he's probably their best player, right? Why not give him the ball?
I agree with you there, but I also look at I like Mims, man.
Yeah.
Mims is that boy's athletic.
He's a little raw, but
yeah. But I mean, he's first year, but definitely Crowder right now. But I think that's gonna definitely. I don't know what kind of deal Crowder has if he's gonna be there next year. I think he has one more year. I could definitely see that kind of swinging Mims' way in the future. But yep. Next game was the surprise of the week to me. Giants beat the Seahawks in Seattle.
No. Wait, was it?
I think it was in Seattle.
Yeah.
And wow, we knew that the Seahawks defense was not accurate, good, but man, were they not good on Sunday? They ran all over them. And Wayne Gallman, I thought Alfred Morris scored. Alfred Morris had like 17 PPR points. Wowzers. That team just is ugly. That game was just ugly. So keep moving. Rams 38 over Cardinals 28. Kyler did better, but he has had the greatest drop off from fantasy, hierarchy or how you want to put it in the last like 3 weeks. I think it's like QB 17 or something like. He's something crazy, man. Like it's ugly.
Yeah.
But the only thing I took away from that game is the running back from the Rams. How do you feel? You think this is Cam Akers' backfield going forward, or are they going to play a mind tricks with us in 2 weeks?
Yeah, I think now I'm worried about it. I guess his shoulder's a little banged up, and he runs so low, and he was taking some shots off people, and yeah, he's not the biggest guy in the world. So that's now that I'm worried about his injury possibility. But yeah, you got to figure right now how fast he looked, how quick, just making people miss all over. Like, he had a ton of goal line carries or near like the 5-yard line. Like, I think he could have had another touchdown. Yeah. So yeah, you got to be happy. Just watch him this week. Watch the injury stuff with the shoulder. But that's the main thing I had. And yeah, I mean, we got asked about the Kyler and Big Ben question a couple times this week, and it's just like, who are you gonna roll with? Pat said it right. You said don't let that be the losing thing. And what are they, 2 points difference? But Kyler could have put more into it, or we didn't know how much he was going to run, right? So
that's
big influence.
You got to think, we know how much Big Ben's not going to run.
Yeah.
So you can't, if you have a quarterback with that, that's why you want to do a threat quarterback. Those points, they can
definitely.
Lamar had how many points just running? Like, these dual threat quarterbacks can get so many points off the ground. Next game, 45 Patriots 45, Chargers 0. I mean, I thought that Belichick would throw some things at the rookie, but boy. I mean, it's pretty much the Patriots defense looked great. They're getting a lot of people back, key healthy players and whatnot, but it looked better. But still wait and see with them. I think they got momentum going the right direction, but I'm good on that. Um, Next game, Packers 30, Eagles 16. Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams. What else is new? I mean, everybody pretty much that offense, clicked. Aaron Rodgers did what he had to. The Eagles finally made a switch, thank God, and they put in Jalen Hurts, and I think this is going to add new dimension. And Jalen Hurts, I think, is going to surprise a lot of people because, I mean, you've seen what he can do. So wait and see. I think this definitely hurt or helped Rager. Thank you. um, Next game, Chiefs 22, Broncos 16. I mean, we talked about this on Sunday, Eric, about CEH. I mean, were you surprised? Did you have any?
Yeah, I mean, I expected him to have about 30 yards and a couple, like 2 catches. That's what I expected. I didn't expect him to goose egg people, but yeah, we did want everybody to avoid him, if at all possible. And I really want to stay away from him this week against Miami, even though they're a little susceptible to running backs, but it's got to be somebody big. I think they up. Yeah, I think it's not his week. Bell doesn't look good. Le'Veon Bell does not look good. I was like, man, what's going on, buddy? But I don't like him. Just that big takeaway there. Oh my God, he looks terrible. So hopefully that was something injury related. Otherwise, the Broncos they scripted the plays. Obviously, that's what most teams do to start the games.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Noah
See
Fant got. I think he had 3 almost. It was definitely 2 in a row passes like purposely made for him, like scripted, like hit.
going.
Yeah, do an out. We're throwing it to you. I mean, I like that. So if it's not going to be quite his perfect setup this year, I really love him going into next year.
I don't know if he's fully healthy yet either.
Yeah.
But I mean, what else do they have to go? Is what is.
Yeah.
I mean, they do have Tim Patrick, but his thing has been durability, not talent. Next game, a little surprising. Washington 23 over Pittsburgh 17. And I won't say surprising that they won. I'm saying surprising at Pittsburgh's offense. Ew. They have a lot of drops as a receiver. I mean, we knew they couldn't run, but man.
Not at all.
Who in this offense are you? I mean, I'm still trusting Deontay Johnson every week because he's getting the targets. He might drop half of them, but he's getting the targets. Who else outside? Are you still high on Claypool? Are we kind of dropping them back a little bit, or?
Yeah, I think this was just a weird week for them. And then we talked about their fronts scary. Yeah, and if you're a Steelers fan, you can't be mad at the defense. If your team gives up 23 points, that's fine. What is it? Give up 30 or more, defense probably sucked. If not, if it was around 20, that's your offense. It's the problem. But yeah, it seems like I can trust Claypool. I feel like Ebron.
Johnson,
I was gonna call him Cook. Ebron was getting a ton of targets, so it just went his way a little bit more. And then with Washington, their corners have been playing really good. And then Scary Terry, not too worried about it. Tomlin, they're planning to stop him. That was their game plan, and look what happened. It didn't really help too much overall.
Well, no, the eyes are on him. Everybody else.
He had an ankle injury. Usually you don't even hear anything about him. Yeah.
I would say a major concern for people is Gibson, obviously.
Yes.
Toe.
Mm-hmm.
That can take sometimes that turf toe, man, it sucks.
Yeah.
2 to 4 weeks, probably.
What was it? Devontae Adams kept trying to push it a little bit and ended up being 6 last year.
Yeah.
So.
Over a turf toe, you think it's nothing, but it's drastic. It's drastic. Man.
You need your big toe to run, and
That's
you don't.
for sure.
You can't use your big toe, so I feel bad for people in that situation.
Yeah. I mean, it's how it is. Injuries happen.
Yep.
Next game, Bills 34, Niners 24. I'm not really taking too much away from the Niners this week because you got to think, man, they had to move to Phoenix and they had to do all this extra stuff. They had to move their whole. They were mentally drained, man. Now, I'm not gonna say it's an excuse by any means, but they were severely at a disadvantage. I don't care. Josh Allen was just standing there with no pressure.
Yep, good point.
Didn't it just didn't look like San Fran. So it is what it is. Obviously, Diggs got his looks, got his targets. Josh Allen pretty much looked the best this year. Besides, it's crazy, like October, November, and then all of a sudden he's back to September. So, now as far as the Bills' defense, I'm still not convinced, man. Like, I picked them up to play Broncos in Week 15, and I don't know, man. They just did not have that, But that's another day, another topic. Next game, Ravens 34, Cowboys 17. They just ran. I wish they would just let Lamar do this, because obviously, and I'm not saying he's incapable of getting back to where he was, but like last year, you got to think the man worked he worked in the offseason and got better as a pass catcher or a passer to begin with, accuracy wise. This year he had COVID and took a step back. I mean, I don't fault him for it. It is what it is, but he needs to get back to that place. But give the man some confidence. Let him do what he does. That's all I'm gonna. So, with that being said,
I do want to say real quick. I'm as somebody that has Dobbins, dropped Dobbins, got Dobbins back. I've been on him, been watching. Do you like do you like 4-man running back by committees? Because I don't, and that we got bailed out by that touchdown at the end for Dobbins, and I do not want to start him next week. It is disgusting. 4 people. So imagine you're a running back. You're standing there for 7 minutes at a time, 8 minutes plus commercial timeouts. They have 4 guys. Like, can you imagine staying warm? It's like you're playing left field in like a softball game when you're just like standing out there for 20 minutes at a time. You got to juke people. What coach thinks that's smart to do a 4-person running back by committee with all those? Justice Hill is playing. Oh my God, that's all I gotta say. I can't believe that's a thing.
They're so hard headed, man. It is what it is. They're in their own way. They're gonna get in their own way again. Watch. But yeah, so let's go ahead and wrap this up. Go ahead and look out for our Week 14 waiver video and wide receiver playoff ranking video. Next Sunday, Week 14, before the games get kicked off, we will have a special guest, none other than Just Kev.
Twitter legend now, helping us on Twitter. Yeah, or not? Sorry, Instagram. We know who. He doesn't have Twitter. What am I saying?
All gravy. So, be sure to tune into that. About, let's say, 10:45 before the games. We're here for you guys. Go ahead and ask us questions. Do what you got to, and we'll help you get to. It's crucial. It's playoff time now. So, thank you guys as always. If you like more, if you want to see more videos like this, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe. Other than that, deuces.
Yeah, please subscribe. That's the best way to catch us on Sunday. Subscribe. Thank you, guys.